At halftime to kind of get that comeback in motion?
No, I think the biggest thing was, I mean, you gotta give Nova a lot of credit and Dixon. They came out and were more aggressive. And again, I think the Marquette game, I think these guys get used to the physicality. And I thought they came out and were more physical, played more physical, created turnovers. And I just challenged them to play the way that we practice, which is much more physical, much more aggressive. And I thought everybody came out in the second half, did a great job.
11 turnovers in the first half, just 2 in the second. How were you able to kind of clean those up?
Again, it was just being more physical.
Yeah.
You know, and just everyone getting used to, whether it's Jacoby, Derik, Selden, Malachi, even Rodney. The only two guys that are really used to the physicality every day is probably Julian and Deshaun.
Yeah.
So if you look at sometimes you have guys out there, and it's understanding that when him want to impose their will on people, they can do whatever they want. It's just not letting the game go, kind of getting into it right away. And I think that's, when you play against big physical teams, it's got to be a little bit more of a priority.
Coach was getting on me, and me just understanding how they was playing me and slowing down and trying to make the right decision every time.
Cheers.
Kevin, what?
And he's really evolved his game. He made his first couple and just got going. We banked one in. Again, and even in the second half, I thought we did a much better job of making him work. I thought, again, we just didn't come out and play physical enough with him to start. But you also got to give him a lot of credit. He made a lot of tough shots and played really well. And that's what good players do.
Dixon had a lot of open shots on the weak side. What halftime adjustment did you make on the second half? Because second half, he worked for everything he got.
Again, sometimes it's a little, keep it simple and just play a little bit more physical. And I thought we wore him down a little bit.
Right.
I thought the top of the press did a really good job of kind of getting them. Again, we were able to score. When we could score in consecutive possessions, our defense is really good. And again, the first half we struggled to score. We turned it over 9 times. That's not where our defense is built, and that's where we struggled.
Harrison, and then we'll go back.
I mean, to be honest with you, he's such a talented player. The game comes easy to him. But I would say he was a little bit too lackadaisical, a little bit too cool in the first half. And I think he got a little pissed off in the second half. And I think when he plays that way, he's as good as anybody there is. But when he comes out and he plays lackadaisical, then that's what happened. We didn't really change anything. We kept running the same play and getting the ball at the elbow. And when he's angry and he's mad and he plays that way, he's a dominant player.
And could you talk a little about Malachi and Jay's? Obviously, the stat sheet's not really going to show up. It felt like they had a big impact.
No, I thought Jay and Malachi and Deshaun in the second half, I thought their defense and, again, physicality, Deshaun got 2 big deflections, got a huge box out. And I thought Jay with Jacoby in the press, just kind of, when those 2 guys are out there together, really trying to, you got to worry about those guys. And I thought all 3 of those guys did a good job of, again, changing tempo, putting pressure, a better pressure than that first group did.
Go on the left and then back to Gene.
Looks like Nova finished much smaller in the second half with less minutes from Enoch. How'd you feel about that matchup and how he did against Dixon?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to start out trying to get Brickus involved in the pick and rolls with him because they're going to switch and we had him on him. And when they went small, it's like, all right, then you got to deal with him and you got to deal with him and you got to pick your poison. And again, it was more or less just taking our time and just getting the ball in those positions on that really left elbow where he can go to work.
And you talked about that. You've known Dixon for 6 years now, redshirt now, a graduate student. Know this Villanova program. What do you think you saw from them tonight, or your overall thoughts on them as a matchup?
I think Nova's going to be. I think they're going to figure it out. To be perfectly honest with you, the only player that we played against last year was Dixon. So he's put together a whole new team. He's got some really talented young kids that I like. He's got 5 seniors that it's going to take a little time for them to figure it out, but I think Kyle's going to do a really good job with that group. That's going to be a team that's very, very good as the season goes on.
All right, Gene, and then we'll come back to the left.
Derek, what, can you take us through your thought process at the line with 20 whatever seconds it was left, and how do you calm your nerves when you're taking those free throws?
It just was 13 minutes in the second half. Just make 2 free throws and they're free, and I don't like to miss out on free points.
And Juju, Big Ten play come around the corner.
I feel like it builds confidence within the team. It's a great win, especially knowing how we came out in the first half and just bouncing back how we did. It just builds confidence in each other.
I mean, again, I think the way they came out, I was really impressed with the way they came out. Obviously they struggled at playing against Virginia and Baltimore, where the one kid got hot against them. But Kyle in this system, he's got a great staff. They're going to figure it out. And for us, Derik's new, Jacoby's new, Selton's new, Rodney's new. The only one out there that, for us, has been Deshaun and Ju. So it's more about us. It's more about learning what we need to do and focusing on us. You can't worry about, like, hey, they haven't been together for more than 5 games, because we haven't been together for more than 5 games either. So this was a good stepping stool for us.
Ed and then Kyle.
Up to you in the middle, just trying to set the pace on offense.
Yeah, I feel like I had to step up to the plate. We was kind of lackadaisical, like Coach said, and just bringing my energy and being there and holding us, keeping us in the game until the first half, until guys get comfortable and whatnot. And I feel like I did a good job of that. And going into the second half, I did the same thing.
Kyle. And then over here.
Coach, can you talk a little bit more about using Derik as a facilitator, particularly when he's on the elbow and Ju's in the dunker spot?
Yeah, I mean, I think they work really well together. I think the one thing that I think they've both done for each other, I thought it was gonna be a little bit hard spacing for both of them, but they're both such good passers. I think they have a really good feel for where the other guy is. They're both unselfish. Derik has 5 assists, Ju has 2 assists. So I think they have a good feel for where each other is. And so, for both guys being as big as they are and taking up as much space and being in there, you look at the first game against Marquette to this game, just them working off each other, I think they're just going to get better and better with it.
And then last
Coach,
one.
2-part question, in reference to the rebounds and also the physicality of your team in the second half for the comeback win.
I thought rebounding, that was a big part of why we got in the hole in the first half. Their offensive rebounding, again, that's kind of what Nova's always done. They're one of the better rebounding from the guard spots, always have been. If you think about Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and all those guys crashing in. It's never just been the big guys for them. So they've always been a great guard rebounding team. And then really, again, in the second half, I thought we did a good job of making them just rush on their 3-point shots. Everything was kind of rushed. Everything was a little bit not in rhythm. And when you can get a team that's used to being in rhythm, not in rhythm, that means you're playing good defense. All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks.